it is the same story. We are getting into that conversation this morning. Maybe we'll even open the phone lines so you can also contribute to this very discussion. But I've got the two most important people who are needed for this discussion. Felicity Ahafianyo, she's the principal, Ghana Meteorological Agency. She's going to be telling us what to expect when it comes to the rains for this year, 2023. And when it rains and disaster happens, who takes care of us? Well, George AEC, who's not new to the show, he's here almost every week. He's the communications director for NADMO, the National Disaster Management Organization. They are the two people who will be handling this discussion with me, Cookie, in studio this morning. Lady and gentlemen, you're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Ms. AEC, why are you in your reflective jacket? Anything happened this morning?
No, you said we should come speak about disaster and NADMO issues, so I have to look.
So you looked the part.
Yes,
you're looking the part this morning. Yes, I have to. I see. Do you guys have any uniform at the Ghana Meteorological Agency?
Not yet. We do before, but now, no. We are not trying to.
Oh, you used to have it?
Yeah, we used to have, even have a print, a cloth.
Okay.
Yeah, with the printed symbols in it. But since we've changed into the agency, we are now trying to bring in a new one.
Felicity, when did you change into an agency?
That was November 2004 when we changed from the meteorological department
to an agency.
And
you still don't have your uniforms, you still don't have your cloth. Yes. 2004, and we are in 2023. These are the issues we are going to talk about this morning. What's accounting for that?
Everything boils down to finances. If there is, we should have been done by now. But then, no. Even when we talk about infrastructure, it's also a challenge. So all the time, when something comes in, you need to look at the most pressing needs to address first.
So that brings me to something the housing minister spoke about. I think it was in May. He indicated that for the flood-prone areas, there was going to be an indicator, an early warning mechanism put in place for people in all these areas to be able to get information before it even happens. Has it happened? Do you know anything about it?
Yes, we have been doing it. That's the Accra Risk Flood app that has been done.
There's an app?
Yeah, there's an app.
There's an active app?
Yes, there's an active app. So anytime there is a rainstorm coming, the app will alert you that the area in which you are is likely to result into flood, so you can easily relocate. And then after the storm and the run of water, then you can come back to your location. And now GMET is trying as much as possible to expand it to wider area so that everybody will be able to access it and then use it.
But that's my problem. How much education has gone on about this? It's the first time even me in media is hearing about it. How much education has gone on? How many Ghanaians? We are 30 million. What have you done so that we even know that these apps exist on our phones? These days, everybody has a smartphone. We are on our phones 24/7. How much work has been done, Felicity?
I think a lot of work has been done. And they are still doing educational talks here and there. Anytime there is an opportunity, we seize it to talk about it.
Where are these talks held?
Most times during the conferences, during workshops, maybe an organization is doing something, then they invite, then we go there and then talk about it.
You see? But I don't think we should wait for just one organization to have an event so we talk about it. This must be public education, just like we do for the voters register when we are about to go into elections, or just the way we did for COVID and all. Don't you think that that's what we should be doing?
Yeah, I think that's what we're supposed to do as a country, as an agency that is tasked to make sure that when it comes to the atmospheric weather conditions, we are championing. So this is something that we need to do. But it all boils down to resources that we need. And to God be the glory, government has helped us to recruit quite a number of staff, which are going, we are training them. And then hoping by the close of next year, I think things will drastically
But you're talking
change.
resources. These new staff members who've been employed, do they get paid?
Yes, they get paid.
So their salaries are up to date?
Yeah, their salaries, I can confirm.
Because you just keep referring to resources. So I'm just trying to find out, or maybe the layperson on the street just wants to find out, because you are sikani ni ho, if we can put it that way. The money isn't there, so you're lagging behind in so many areas. So I'm just thinking that if you're employing more people to do all these forms of education, which is not even getting to the grassroots, are you taking care of these people who are supposed to be taking the education down there? But anyway, I won't put you on the spot too much.
But let me just quickly react to that. When
Okay.
it comes to the salaries, yes, government is taking care of that.
Okay.
But when it comes to the things that we need to
Right.
work with, that is where
Right.
the challenge is.
Okay.
It's not enough.
Fabulous.
So that is what we are calling for, that they should come on board and then help us
It's
more.
also the reason we're having this discussion this morning, so that stakeholders will take a listen. That's why I tried to push you a little bit on that. But tell us, so I think sometime 2 months ago or so, the rains started. Are we officially in the rainy season in Ghana?
Yes, we are officially in the rainy season over the entire country.
Okay.
June, July, August, yes, every area in Ghana.
June, July, August.
Yeah,
Okay.
every area in Ghana will be in rain. If not every other day in the week, twice or thrice in a week, we should have
Twice or thrice in a week.
we should have a rain. And it's possible those over the north, the upper east, the upper west, northeast, the savannah, the OT region, and then part of the BA areas, those areas are likely to have rainstorms that will move from our eastern border countries to affect them. So this is the time that we all need to be on board and be watchful so that it doesn't take us unaware.
Okay. I mean, so with all these education that you do from your outfit, what's the normal Ghanaian supposed to know between now and August?
Yes, for those of us over the southern sector, by middle of July to August, we are expecting a break in the rains. But then there will be slight rain or drizzle that will be occurring. And per the seasonal forecast that we ran for this year is not going to be very dry as we experienced last year, especially the July and then the August. So we are going to be getting rain. And it's likely to be slightly above the normal thresholds that we have. So it could be that one heavy one will come. And then that will cause floods over the southern sector. Then the northern sector, they are getting towards their peak season. So they will be having a lot of runoff waters that may result into flash floods. So, and then they will be having the thunderstorms, they'll be having the lightning and the moderate to strong winds. So they need to be aware. And then what they should also do is every time we come up with the update. The seasonal is out for the whole year.
Okay.
So, but then on day to day, every day we come out with every 3 times in a day update. And it has a 6 hours interval. So you can easily prepare because you know the exact time that the storms will come or the rain will come.
Okay, I see. Ms. AC, I'm going to bring you into this conversation now. In my intro, I said it, and I'm sure you've seen it on your phone as well. The floods are already here. People almost losing their lives. Properties are getting wasted and all that. But are we not reinventing the wheel with the ritual of always desilting the drains and the gutters only when it starts to rain?
Good morning to you, my sister and our viewers. It's not only when it starts to rain. Per our management processes or SOPs, you need to do some of the desilting before the rain set in. And when the rain set in, because of the volumes of the flood waters, and you know, they carry sand along, you get it. And so as the velocity reduces, the flood waters begin to drop the sand they are carrying. That is how come you see that the drains get silted after the heavy rains and co. And so we need to scoop them off so that the next rain can go. Yes, the assemblies does that, but cookie is costly. And as my sister said, issues of budget constraints and co. Yes, they are staff, you know, when they give you the budget, your staff, everything is factored, plus other things, goods and services and other programs that you run. And so if you take the remunerations out, what is left then? And then the releases, okay? You've got a budget approved of 10 million, and how much comes for you to expend is also another matter that brings the constraints that the organizations face. So Yes, we do continuous dredging in some parts of the city, the outdoor area and co, because of the critical nature of that place. So yes, we don't only do it during the rains. It's important we do it during the rains,
but we don't see
before
much
the rains,
activity
yes,
before.
yes,
We don't see much
yes,
activity before
yes,
the rains. Why
yes.
has that been the case over the years?
Oh no, sometimes we do them, but we don't bring the media to cover them. You get it,
But I'm
mostly.
thinking
Yes.
because of the way you're chastised most of the time,
Yes.
you should bring the media to cover it so we know.
Oh, okay. When we are doing some desalted at Community 18 or there around, we need the media around.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, it's.
Even if you
I
don't
agree
need,
with
even
you.
if you don't
I
need the
agree with
media
you.
around,
Yes.
can't there probably be regular newsletters or?
No,
I mean,
okay.
in this day
Yes,
and
we
age,
do-
you're
we-
able
we
to
do
send
some of the
SMS information and
releases.
stuff
Yes,
to our
yes,
phones
yes,
because
yes.
that's how the normal Ghanaian
Yes,
feels. That nothing
yes.
is done until the rain starts,
But
and
that is
sometimes
not the
nothing is even done
situation.
until somebody dies.
No, no.
Most
no.
of the time, that's the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, those are some of the challenges. But we keep doing our work. We keep engaging the people. We have, zonal officers and all that, and we've identified hazards, peculiar hazards, community-related hazards. So, for instance, we have an area flooding is their problem, an area erosion is their problem, an area fire is their problem, earthquake, and all. So those are peculiar identified, and then structural integrity of buildings and all that. So we could debate as we are zooming into the rainy season. The flooding issue is one major thing that, and Cookie, another challenge is that we know where the flood-prone areas are.
That was going to be my next question
Yes.
too, Felicity. But if you
Yes,
know it, I mean,
yes.
just let us know. We want to
Good,
know these
good.
areas.
We know,
Okay.
and the problem is, what do we do? Is either to relocate some of them or move them from. For instance, if you take Glife.
What are these areas? We want to know.
We have Glife, we have the Sahara area here, the circle area itself. Alajo had a relief or respite for some time, but is beginning to come up Danakrum in Ashalibuche area. Even in the Medina area, there are some other places that get heavily flooded when it rains. So the Dansuma Hansonic area, a lot of places in ACP Junction, in Pokuasi and all that. So these are areas that we know. And alternatively, we need to move the people from some of these places. But if you want to do that, that is capital intensive, and that is on central government, Ministry of Works and Housing.
So hold on. If I understand you clearly, what you're trying to say is we've got evacuation centers in this country?
No, that's where I'm coming to.
Because that was my question
yes,
to you.
that's where I'm coming to.
So we
That's
don't
the-
have evacuation centers in Ghana?
No, we don't. But we have identified places we call the safe havens, okay, where people can take temporal shelter. Okay, for instance, in the Osu Enclave, the Independence Square, the stadium itself, okay, the Adabraka Enclave, the Catholic Church in the area, we identify places that people can move to for safety. And when the rains are over, they move back. I was talking about the identified area and the need to relocate people. Temporary evacuation can happen, but the people will go back. Sometimes because of the attachment to the places they live in, they feel, no, our great-grandfathers have been here. So, and then the second one, which is the critical one, is government's ability or inability to get a land somewhere and build infrastructure there and move them. Because the people think of because in 2011, the government tried to move the people of Glife to the Gumua area, but there were challenges with the land and government had to suspend the move, okay? So are we really ready to do that, move people from places? And then the other one is what government is doing in partnership with the World Bank, the Garrid project. That is a major re-engineering of our drains
We
in
received
Accra.
$150 million US
So,
dollars
in fact, I was
for the Garrid
excited that
project.
it's come finally. We need to begin
I don't even want you to
execute-
jump the gun. I
execute the
need to know how much of it, how much of the Garrid project money.
Yes.
It's $150 million US dollars.
So,
I want to know
the
how much
target
has
is
come to
200
you.
million.
Exactly. I want
Yes,
to know
yes.
how much has come to you and how you are utilizing it. Is it going to be in tranches? What you want to do? Because I'm concerned. The normal Ghanaian is concerned. In your submission, you just mentioned that we've got safety areas in Accra like this, safe havens.
Yeah.
In Accra like this, it's the Black Star Square.
Yes, the stadium is off.
And then you also made another statement that
places.
after the rains are over, then they can go back. But what
Yes,
if their properties? What if their homes are destroyed after the rain? So if I come for safety at the Black Star Square and my house is destroyed, my property is gone, I am there with my family. Thankfully, we were able to get ourselves to that safe haven.
Yeah.
What happens to us? What's the plan for the normal Ghanaian?
Then there will be that stopgap measure of temporarily housing you maybe in school infrastructure or makeshift infrastructure.
Do you have the resources for it?
That is also another challenge. But the school, this thing, yes, and then we can sustain you for about 2 weeks, maximum a month. Then you get back to putting your house back or integrating with relatives or friends and co within the community.
Wow.
It's challenging. It's management, disaster management. Because we have a lot of the evacuation center and co elsewhere. They are there. We have places that you.
But
move
in
to.
Ghana, we
Yes,
don't
we are
have
yet- we are yet
evacuation
to have-
centers.
Yes. In fact, when the spillage in the Bagri Dam spillage is
yeah,
done,
yeah.
we deploy teams to the place and then we sensitize and conscientize the people and identify places. In fact, opinion leaders, assembly members, and chief executives and co support us, and we get people to, be at the churches give us. But after that, the people must go back to
Is
their
it that the
communities.
government doesn't give you a listening ear when it comes to your needs? Because this has been, it's been the history over time. This problem it's been prolonged.
Yeah.
Government doesn't give you a listening ear?
I don't want to say that, but our budgets, propositions, and what actually comes to us for the discharge of our responsibilities is not adequate. It's not adequate.
I see.
But the other consolation sometimes we take is that in the case of emergencies, and depending on the number, the contingent, we get assurance that government will fall on contingent fund to support, and they do. But to get the long-term solution, that becomes an issue.
So then I would ask you, you lack so many things.
Like,
Tell me your needs. Because we are here to solve problems. We are
Of
here
course,
to teach the normal
of
Ghanaian
course.
what to do now that it's raining. What do you need?
We would wish, we have some logistics. The government has retooled us. Once upon a time, vehicle was a challenge. An emergency response agency without vehicles means you're just there doing nothing. But fortunately, the government has come in, intervened on that, and got us some tools like dormer machine, water pumping machines, and co. But we will need more, and other critical area which sometimes the media and the general public get us, we get found wanting as response to the emergencies as far as relief issues are concerned, and that is what sometimes the media focus their lenses on. But prior to that, we need to train our men, to be ready for this response.
Okay.
We have speedboats and co, 48 engineers, partners, and then we need to do the exercise for our team to be ready to respond. So we do operation watermanship exercises and co. We take our team to maybe Dowenya and other places, to perfect their skills in swimming and the rescue mission, and in readiness for these risks. Because flood waters are dangerous. You may think you know how to swim, but where it's happening, there are rocks.
So that'll be
and
my
others.
next question.
Yes.
Are you teaching your men what to do?
Yes.
What's the ordinary Ghanaian supposed to do also? Teach us what we're supposed to do between now and August, as Felicity
No, we should. That's why I'm happy you brought the two of us here. I've always hammered on the point that let's pay heed to their forecast. It's very important. And these days, let's commend them. They are near almost 99.
Perfect. They are near perfect now.
Near perfect. Once upon a time, they tell you it's going to rain. Just
It
go
would
and sleep.
rain,
Go and
exactly.
sleep. But
But
now,
these days, they are almost accurate.
Yes.
Do you have
When I hear
advanced
her
machines
voice,
now or
yes.
something? Is that the case?
Yes, we have, and then the skills of the humans, the staff has also improved because we have determined that yes, we can do it. Though we are doing it manually, but then we need to just sacrifice and then get it done. So you can imagine if the government is to get us 3 mini supercomputers.
All you need is resource. That's all you need,
we
right?
can we can. You know, we are getting to a point that the now forecasting will not solve our flood issue problems. We need to project ahead of time. If I'm able to tell you a month to come that Accra is going to flood, then NADMO will be able to. Then the individuals that are around these flood-prone areas will also put in their effort to be able to. Do you understand? So that's why we keep calling for let more resources come so that we'll be able to predict. Now, 5 days, 7 days, yes, it's very accurate. But we want to go beyond that. But for us to go beyond that, we need mini supercomputers to be able to do that.
You mentioned that there's a heavy one that's supposed to come. Do you know the time frame?
I can't really point the exact time that will be, but between now and then that's I guess September.
One heavy one is expected.
It's going to be even more than the one heavy one. It's going to be more than one heavy one. And this week, we're per the projections that we are checking this morning when I checked the model charts, between Wednesday and then Sunday, it's likely the whole country will be engulfed in a rainstorm. But
continuously for 4 days?
No, not for 4 days, but you know, it will start and then the peak will come and then it will die off. It comes in like a wave. So when you're over the amplitude of the wave, then over us you have the rain and then the thunder and every other thing, then it moves away. So, but then we will be able to tell you. So my team is working on it to tell us that the other is going to be on a Friday or on a Saturday. So if you don't follow our day-to-day forecast,
you would not know.
You miss it.
Okay. All right, so that's Felicity giving us education this morning. Most of you on Facebook are asking the name of the app. It is called My Flood Risk Accra. Is that correct?
Accra, yes.
Yes, My Flood Risk Accra. That's the name of the app. So you can download it on your phone. All the information is there. She just mentioned that there are updates every 5 to 7 days. You mentioned. Did that last 5 to 7 days?
On the flood risk app, we update it as and when the storm is coming.
Okay.
But on our regular forecast, every 6 hours, we release the forecast. This morning, a forecast has been released at 5 a.m. and by 5:36, it's in the public domain. By 11, the afternoon one will be also ready. By 11:30, it's in the public domain. And then the evening by 4, it will be ready. Then it's in the public domain. Then we have the weekly. Today, Monday, by 4 p.m., we'll have the whole week, how the whole week is going to look like. So between Monday evening and Tuesday evening, if we expect a storm, we'll indicate it. Wednesday and Thursday, if we expect a storm, we'll indicate it. Friday to Sunday, we'll indicate it. So when you pick the whole week one, you know when you should be conscious of a rain affecting you. So whatever you are doing, you need to plan and then factor that in. And now we have, according to WMO, has instructed its members to come up with the impact-based forecast. Because I'm telling you, a storm is coming, but it's not every area that is going to be hard hit. But with the new impact-based forecast, I'll be able to tell you and show you that those of us around the Volta region, Eastern region, our intensity will be more. So we need to be extra careful.
So all this information you're giving me is available where?
Yes, it's available on our social media handles.
Okay, please give it to us. It's important. Many people want to know.
Yes, so we have, let me just open and then just read it out. We have it on Twitter. You go to Ghana Met. And then if you go to the WhatsApp, we have the WhatsApp number, which is 055-353-8292. If you go to Telegram, we have it on the Let's Talk Weather. And then on YouTube, we have it on Ghana Meteorological Agency. Or you can equally call into our client service and then they will direct you to the forecast office 0307-010019. And then you can get us.
That's a lot of information. Thank you so much for coming this morning. That's exactly what we needed. Thank you for coming. I do hope that it doesn't get too disastrous for NADMO to be under pressure to not be able to deliver, because as it stands, it looks like they need a whole lot more. Next time, when we have more time, we'll talk about the 150 million that has come in.
Yeah, but before we go, it's 8 years down the line, June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Never again. And let's all continue to be conscious of our environment. And let's commend the NPA and the fire service for the work they are doing in checking the safety protocols. Let's also continue to work together with the assemblies and ensure our drains are good. And last one, with this Gary thing, let's commit to the implementation of the
Has the money come, though?
it's not going to come to our
Right.
feet. It will be a Ministry of Works and Housing, and then
or the Ministry of
Hydromex.
Interior.
No, it will go to
Works
Works
and
and
Housing.
Housing,
Okay.
and then a part that relates to us will pass through Interior to us.
I
Yeah,
see.
but it's going to be focused on the drains. Mostly, and re-engineering of the city.
Hopefully we do a
17
good job.
contiguous districts are going to be affected.
Hopefully
So
we do a good job.
we
And I
pray
love what you
so.
said. Never again. June
Never
3rd,
again.
never
Yes,
again.
yes.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. Felicity Ahafianyo, Principal, Ghana Meteorological Agency, and George AEC Communications Director of NADMO. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. And Ali and Ruth from Perfect Match Extra will be here.